Across the vast, untamed landscapes of Canada, entire towns are opening their doors to Americans, offering land for next to nothing, homes under $10,000, and in some cases, a place to live for free. Why? Because these communities are shrinking, aging, or desperately in need of new energy, and they're willing to make bold offers to bring in fresh faces from across the border. But there's a catch. These deals aren't showing up on Zillow. You won't find them in glossy brochures. And they often require a pioneering mindset, a willingness to trade city lights for starlit skies and Wi-Fi for wilderness. Still, thousands of Americans are quietly making the move, snapping up abandoned homes, building from scratch on free land, and tapping into local grants and incentives that make homeownership not just affordable, but almost unbelievable. So, are you one of them? Hit that like button, subscribe to the Globe Realty, and get ready, because we're counting down the top 10 places in Canada where Americans can get homes for free, or as close as it gets. Let's jump in. Number 10. Alberta's Ghost Towns. Imagine stepping into a real-life Western movie. No Starbucks, no traffic jams, just open skies, silence, and the skeleton of a once thriving town. Welcome to Rowley and Wayne, Alberta, two of Canada's eeriest ghost towns that are quietly offering homes for under $10,000. Yes, you heard that right. But before you pack your bags, ask yourself, could you survive where Wi-Fi is a luxury and coyotes are your next-door neighbors? These forgotten towns were once bustling railway hubs and mining communities, but as industries vanished, so did the people. What's left? A handful of old buildings, rustic charm frozen in time, and some of the cheapest real estate you'll find in North America. Americans looking for a wild adventure, or maybe just a place to truly disconnect, might find this deal hard to resist. So, why are homes almost free here? The truth is simple. The towns are nearly abandoned. With no formal services, limited access to groceries, healthcare, or even gas stations, life here is not for the faint of heart. It's survivalist, it's minimalist, it's raw. But here's the twist. A handful of bold souls, artists, nature lovers, even remote workers have been slowly trickling in. They've turned decaying homes into off-grid retreats, art studios, and even quirky Airbnb experiences. You could be next. Would you trade city chaos for total solitude? And let's not forget, while there's no clear data on American expats or Black residents, what's certain is this: opportunity lives where others have walked away. For under $10,000, you're not just buying a home, you're buying a blank slate. So, viewer, I have to ask, if someone handed you the keys to a house for less than a used car, would you take the leap? Could you thrive where others gave up? Drop your thoughts in the comments. This is number 10 on our list. Stay tuned, because the deals only get better from here. Number 9. New Glasgow, Nova Scotia. What if you could start fresh in a picturesque town where the river meets the sea, the air is crisp, and housing costs won't crush your dreams? Welcome to New Glasgow, Nova Scotia, number 9 on our list, and a rising star for Americans looking to relocate north of the border. With a population just over 9,000, New Glasgow may be small in size, but it's big on community spirit and newcomer support. Here's the deal. While homes aren't exactly free, this town participates in newcomer attraction programs that offer government grants, settlement assistance, and low-cost housing options, especially appealing to immigrants and remote workers alike. The town's leadership understands one thing: to thrive, they need new blood. Could that be you? Now, here's something you might not expect. New Glasgow is also home to a vibrant Black community, making up around 6% of the population, a unique stat for rural Canada. There's real cultural depth here, shaped by generations of African Nova Scotians, making it one of the more diverse and welcoming small towns in the region. So, what's the catch? The homes aren't handed to you on a silver platter. But if you're an entrepreneur, digital nomad, or young family with a vision, this town wants you, and they're willing to help you get started. Affordable homes, job opportunities in manufacturing, retail, and services, and a warm community atmosphere make it an underrated gem. But let me ask you this: would you trade expensive urban chaos for coastal charm and small-town opportunity? If you had help to start over, would you take the leap? Tell me in the comments. Could New Glasgow be your next hometown? This is number 9 on our countdown, and things are only heating up from here. Number 8. South Knollsville, New Brunswick. What if your next home didn't just come with four walls and a roof, but with purpose, peace, and a built-in community that believes in sustainable living? Coming in at number 8 on our list is a place few people have heard of, but many are starting to whisper about: South Knollsville, New Brunswick. This isn't your typical town. It's not even a traditional village. South Knollsville is a growing eco-community, a kind of modern-day homesteader's dream, where land is shared, homes are built with intention, and the focus is on off-grid living, natural building techniques, and collaboration. So what's the deal for Americans? While homes aren't free in the strictest sense, housing costs here are astonishingly low, especially compared to U.S. urban centers. Think handcrafted cob homes, straw bale cottages, and timber frame houses, structures that cost a fraction of a traditional build. And because many residents build together and share resources, the expenses and lifestyle are radically affordable. But here's the catch. This is not a place for loners. South Knollsville thrives on shared decision-making, communal farming, and deep-rooted cooperation. It's less about mine and more about ours. If you're into the idea of composting toilets, solar panels, and knowing your neighbors' names, and probably their chickens' names too, this might just be paradise. Curious about diversity? While hard data on Black residents and American expats is limited, the community welcomes anyone aligned with its values, and it's becoming a quiet magnet for climate-conscious U.S. citizens looking to unplug from the rat race. So let's pause and ask, could you trade your 9-to-5 for a garden, a workshop, and a like-minded tribe? Would you say yes to a slower, richer, more connected way of life, even if it means building it from the ground up? Tell us in the comments, is South Knollsville calling your name? Stick around, we're only at number 8, and the road ahead gets even more surprising. Number 7. Tumbler Ridge, British Columbia. What if you could live in a place where the mountains are your backyard, the waterfalls are your neighbors, and the cost of owning a home won't break the bank? Welcome to Tumbler Ridge, British Columbia, our number 7 pick on the list of places in Canada where Americans can practically get homes for free. Nestled deep in the Rockies, with a population of just 2,400, Tumbler Ridge is more than a town. It's a hidden sanctuary for those craving nature, space, and simplicity. Originally built in the 1980s as a coal mining community, it's now reinventing itself as a haven for adventure seekers, eco-tourists, and yes, budget-conscious newcomers. Here, homes sell for a fraction of what you'd pay in major U.S. cities, with property incentives occasionally available for new residents. Local officials have been known to offer assistance programs and promotions to attract families and skilled workers. It's the kind of place where you can still buy a house for under $100,000 and sometimes much less. But before you pack your hiking boots, here's the truth. Tumbler Ridge is remote. You won't find a Whole Foods or a bustling nightlife. The economy hinges on seasonal industries, mainly tourism, energy, and remnants of mining. But for the right person, that's part of the charm. Think about it. Could you build a life in a place where peace and quiet aren't luxuries? They're the standard? Would you trade city convenience for hiking trails, stargazing, and a mortgage smaller than your student loans? While data on Black residents and American expats is limited, the town is actively seeking new energy, quite literally and figuratively. If you're adventurous, handy, or just done with the rat race, Tumbler Ridge might be your fresh start. So, does the wild call your name? That's number 7 on our countdown, and trust me, the deals are only getting wilder from here. Number 6. St. Louis de Blandford, Quebec. Imagine owning a piece of land for less than the cost of your morning latte. Sounds like a myth, right? But in St. Louis de Blandford, Quebec, that's exactly what once happened, and it's why this tiny agricultural town lands at number 6 on our countdown of Canadian places where Americans can get homes almost for free. This charming town of just over 1,000 people is known for one thing: cranberries. No, seriously, this is the cranberry capital of Canada. But beyond the bogs lies a bold experiment in rural revival. To fight population decline and attract new families, the town once offered land plots for just $1, with one condition: you had to build your home within a set time frame. Let that sink in. $1 for land. But here's the kicker. This wasn't just a publicity stunt. People actually took the offer. New homes went up, new lives began. And although the $1 land promotion isn't always available today, the town continues to support newcomers with affordable housing, open land, and a welcoming atmosphere. Now, let's be real. Would you move to a small French-speaking town to build your dream home on the cheap? Could you see yourself living among fields of cranberries, sipping coffee on a porch you built yourself? While data on Black Americans and U.S. expats is scarce, what's clear is this: St. Louis de Blandford is open to outsiders who bring vision, commitment, and a willingness to plant roots. Agriculture is still king here, but the spirit of reinvention is alive and well. So, here's your moment. If the town put that $1 sign back up, would you go for it? Drop your thoughts in the comments and stay tuned, because from here on out, the opportunities only get sweeter. If you're loving this countdown so far, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more jaw-dropping real estate opportunities across North America. And hey, which of these towns could you actually see yourself living in? Would you go off-grid, build from scratch, or cozy up in a cranberry town? Drop your answer in the comments below. We're reading every single one. Now, buckle up. The top 5 spots are where things really start to get exciting. Let's jump back in. Number 5, Craik, Saskatchewan. Imagine this: a quiet stretch of prairie, the sky so wide it humbles you, and a small community that once gave away land, yes, free land, to anyone willing to help build a better, greener world. Welcome to Craik, Saskatchewan, coming in strong at number 5 on our list of Canadian towns where Americans can get homes nearly for free. At the heart of Craik's story is the Craik Eco-Village project, a bold initiative that once offered free land parcels to eco-conscious settlers ready to build sustainable homes and embrace green living. Solar panels, straw bale walls, composting toilets — this wasn't a fantasy. It was a real-world experiment in eco-living, tucked into the Canadian plains. But like every frontier, it came with a challenge. You had to build sustainably, live cooperatively, and contribute to a vision bigger than yourself. It wasn't just about owning land. It was about redefining what it means to live well, with less waste, more intention, and a deep connection to the land. And here's the part that might surprise you. Craik wants new blood. While hard stats on Black Americans or U.S. expats aren't widely published, the doors are open for anyone passionate about climate-conscious living, innovation, and community. So let me ask you, what if your next big move wasn't to a city, but to a mission? Could you see yourself building a home that's not just beautiful, but biodegradable? Imagine telling your friends you live in a house you built by hand, powered by the sun, in a town that literally gave you the land to do it. That's Craik, a place where affordable living and environmental purpose intersect. Would you take the leap into green living? Let us know in the comments, and stay tuned, because the final 4 towns are going to flip your expectations upside down. Number 4, Churchill, Manitoba. Coming in at number 4 on our countdown is a place so unique, so remote, and so unforgettable, it almost feels like another planet. Welcome to Churchill, Manitoba, a town where the northern lights dance overhead, the Arctic wind bites, and polar bears casually roam the outskirts. With a population of just 870 people, Churchill is one of the most fascinating places in all of Canada. But here's what makes it truly stand out. The town offers heavily subsidized housing and job packages to attract newcomers, especially skilled workers willing to brave its icy charm. Yes, it's cold, extremely cold. And yes, it's isolated. You can't drive into Churchill. There are no roads in. But for those seeking adventure, purpose, and a drastically more affordable life, this could be the move of a lifetime. Picture this: waking up to a frozen tundra sunrise, working in wildlife research, Arctic tourism, or rail logistics, and living in a house that costs a fraction of what you'd pay in any major U.S. city, sometimes with housing support included. It's not glamorous, but it's real, raw, and rewarding. And while Black population figures sit around 2.3% and American expat numbers are unclear, the town is increasingly seen as a haven for bold souls seeking something different, a slower, more meaningful life in one of the most visually stunning corners of the world. So let's talk. Could you handle a winter that lasts 8 months? Would you trade Uber rides for snowmobiles if it meant owning your home outright and being part of something truly rare? This is Churchill, a place where life isn't easy, but it's worth it. Drop a comment if you think you could handle it. And stay close. We're heading into the top 3 next, and it only gets wilder from here. Number 3, Saskatchewan's rural municipalities. We're down to the top 3, and at number 3 sits not just one town, but an entire province full of opportunity. Welcome to the rural municipalities of Saskatchewan, where small towns are saying, "We've got land. Come build your life." Sounds too good to be true? It's not. In a bold attempt to breathe new life into their quiet communities, several rural towns across Saskatchewan have offered free plots of land or even homes that come with renovation incentives. The catch? You've got to live there. Build, farm, or at the very least, invest in staying and contributing to the local economy. This is not city life. We're talking about grain silos instead of skyscrapers, tractor parades instead of traffic jams, and neighbors who wave because they actually know your name. While the population varies by municipality, one thing is consistent: low density and a high need for newcomers. Many of these towns are quiet, tight-knit, and deeply rooted in agriculture and land stewardship. That means if you've ever dreamed of starting a homestead, growing your own food, or raising a family with room to roam, this is your sign. Demographics? The Black population is low, and American expats aren't commonly tracked, but that just means there's plenty of room for pioneers. So ask yourself, would you trade convenience for community? Could you handle life where winter comes early, but the land is practically free? These towns don't offer glamour, they offer grit, and for the right person, that's the ultimate reward. So, if you're looking for a fresh start and you don't mind getting your boots muddy, Saskatchewan's rural heartland might just be the place to plant your future. Stay tuned, because number 2 is even more surprising. Number 2, Morris, Manitoba. Coming in at number 2 is a small Canadian prairie town with an offer that feels like it belongs in a real estate fairy tale. Welcome to Morris, Manitoba, a place where, yes, you could once buy land for as little as $10. That's not a typo. In a bid to attract fresh faces and grow its humble population of just under 2,000, Morris rolled out a deal that had people across North America doing a double take. Lots of land for $10 to $1,000, on the condition that you build a home and commit to staying. But this isn't just any sleepy town. Morris is an agricultural powerhouse, nestled in Manitoba's Red River Valley. The economy thrives on farming, agribusiness, and small-scale manufacturing. And while the Black population sits at 0% and data on American expats is limited, the town has expressed clear interest in welcoming new people, especially those willing to contribute to its future. And here's the kicker. Land prices in Morris remain some of the lowest in Canada even today. While the $10 lots were part of a past promotion, opportunities still exist for ultra-affordable land ownership, especially for those with vision and patience. So let me ask you, if you were handed land for the cost of 2 lattes, what would you build? Could you see yourself waking up to golden wheat fields and investing in a town that's investing in you? Morris isn't for everyone. But if you're looking for a real shot at home ownership, not in theory, but in practice, it might be closer than you think. And guess what? Our number 1 town is not only more affordable, it's practically giving homes away. Stick around. You won't believe what's coming next. Number 1, Cape Breton, Nova Scotia. At the top of our list, the crown jewel of Canadian generosity, we arrive at number 1, Cape Breton, Nova Scotia. And yes, this breathtaking island community has literally offered free land to those willing to make it home. A few years ago, a small Cape Breton community called Waikokomog made headlines around the world when it offered free land to people willing to build homes and settle down. The catch? You had to build within a specific time frame and commit to becoming an active part of the community. But for the right people, it wasn't a catch, it was a dream come true. Today, Cape Breton continues to attract bold newcomers with its low cost of living, deep cultural roots, and natural beauty that looks like it was plucked straight from a postcard. Rolling hills, wild coastline, and some of the friendliest people in Canada, this place is more than a deal. It's a lifestyle. With a population of 94,570, the island is small enough to feel intimate, but large enough to support a diverse economy. Think tourism, fishing, artisan goods, and small-scale manufacturing. Around 1.3% of the population identifies as Black, and American expats make up approximately 0.4%. But with open arms and welcoming programs, there's room to grow. So here's the big question. What if your next home came with not just land, but legacy? Would you trade city traffic for seaside sunsets if it meant finally owning a piece of the earth, free and clear? Cape Breton isn't just giving land. It's giving second chances to families, dreamers, and pioneers ready to slow down and live with purpose. Which of these 10 places would you choose to start fresh? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to hit that like button if you're dreaming of Canadian skies and free land opportunities. Because sometimes, freedom really does come with a front porch. And there you have it, the top 10 places in Canada where Americans can practically get a home for free. From the rugged wilderness of Alberta's ghost towns to the eco-conscious lifestyle of Craik, Saskatchewan, and the warm, inviting shores of Cape Breton, these destinations aren't just locations. They're opportunities. Opportunities to start over, invest in a new way of life, and embrace affordability in a world where real estate often feels out of reach. So let me ask you, would you relocate if it meant owning your home outright? Which town on this list sparked your curiosity the most? Let us know in the comments below. We read every one of them. And if you found value in this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more real estate insights, relocation tips, and hidden market gems. Whether you're a digital nomad, a young family chasing affordability, or just someone dreaming of a new chapter, the Globe Realty is here to guide you through real estate without borders. Because here at the Globe Realty, we don't just talk about homes, we talk about freedom, we talk about options, and we help you find where in the world you belong. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep exploring, keep dreaming, and keep building your future. One home at a time.